Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello and welcome to a special live edition of MetsMusings. Thank you. We are very fortunate to do this for you. We're trying out some new software, so please bear with us. Doing the best we can to figure this thing out as I go along, but there probably will be some clutches and glitches in this thing as we go along. But like I said, please bear with us. I have a special guest though to kick this off. And no, I'm sorry, it's not Carlos Correa or Scott Boras. It's even better. It's Mr. Jeff Cohen, the co-host of the Baseball and Barbecue podcast. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Gary, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
And
Ah,
get you got me now? Okay. So, as I was saying, I don't know if anybody heard me before, but this is a special live edition of Mets Musings, a holiday edition. I guess I'll be editing this one up before it goes on YouTube. Uh, but I want to bring in a special guest, Mr. Jeff Cohen, co host of the Baseball and Barbecue podcast. So, Jeff, how are you?
you. How are you doing?
We're having more technical difficulties. No good? Yes, I'm here. Okay. Well, I don't know. We have to see if anybody else can hear you. I don't even know if it's going out there anywhere yet. It is supposed to be. I don't see anything though. Okay. What is going on tonight? We may have to start the whole thing over again. Ah, there I am. People see me now? It says I was on the screen. I don't know. This is gonna be a total fiasco. I don't see myself anywhere on Facebook. So it looks like it's just you and I. I'll record this and put it up later, I guess, as something. But So let me know, Jeff, what do you think about this whole Carlos Correa thing and the Mets moving in that direction?
Well, they needed a bat, and they got a big bat. And I can't hear you again. I can, yes. Very little bit, yes. You got to be excited, right? I mean, Steve Cohen, he disrupted the industry. He said that lockout last year meant nothing. He really, like I say, disrupted the industry. He really made a lot of his fellow owners upset. But you know what? Guess what? They can afford it. Everybody can afford it. They just don't want to pay. And the Mets, he wants to win. Look, it's not going to guarantee any championships, but it's going to get you into the playoffs every year. You want to contend every year. So that's what he's done. They needed a big bat to protect Alonso, and they got it. And Correa is a great bat. He is not what I would say a superstar who's going to carry a team, but he's a great fit for this team. He's going to fit in very nicely.
Uh, do you think that there were still moves to be made? I believe. Do you think that all of these moves though puts an undue amount of pressure on this team now? I mean, it's going to be a lot of pressure for Buck. They're going to have to win. I mean, everybody's going to pick them as the odds-on favorite. So, what do you think about that?
I can't do that again. Um, so yeah, as long as everybody stays healthy, and they're not going to get, not everybody's going to stay healthy. That's going to change. There's going to be some periods the guy's going to go down, but if they can remain relatively healthy with Scherzer and Verlander at the top of that pitching rotation, they have a really good bullpen. I'm very impressed by the bullpen this year. They should take them for a long way.
See, and yet they could still use another arm or two. Do you think Uncle Stevie will do that?
I heard the name Liam Hendricks bouncing out there. He'd be a nice bullpen piece also. And now you got a couple of trade ships, don't you? I mean, you have Brett Batty, Mark Vientos, there, Mauricio. They can be used for trade chips now. And you gotta have to clear a couple of roster spots because you brought in, you bring in Correa, you brought in another infielder today, Denny Medwick. I don't know if who he is, but they brought him in today.
Uh, yeah, he came from the White Sox and had, I think, a UCL injury or a knee injury, bad, and should be recovered from it now, and will be, you know, coming back from that. And I look in the social comments. Somebody says they can't hear us.
Oh,
And hi, Gary and Jeff. Hello, if you can't hear us. I'm waving. I don't. As I said, this is a new program, and uh, perhaps I should have practiced a little bit more with it. But that's what happens with live TV. Sometimes we just screw up and try something new and don't know. I see the stream on Facebook. I don't know what I'm put up. I don't. Oh, wait, there I am now. But that was a few minutes ago, so I don't know what's going on. But we'll keep going and just hopefully it records and we can put the recorded version up. But I don't know. It's screwy, this program, and I watched some videos on it and I thought I had it, but what's tough with these live stream things, Jeff, is that I can't practice on myself.
Right.
So I don't know with the guests how it's working or not. So, but all right. Um, Correa had his physical today, and according to Scott Boras, the Mets have 24 to 48 hours to review everything. And we're getting a comment here. Whoever is, I think it's your partner, Len. He's telling you to shave, Jeff. So that sounds like something that Mr. Averman would say. I would think, right?
Yeah, it's probably him.
Well, at least we're getting some comments, and at least they're somewhat
Exactly.
nice.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're not cursing at us. I do appreciate. I do apologize to you, Jeff, and to
Oh,
everybody out there.
stop.
If anybody can hear us at all, that you know this is a work in progress. So we won't take a lot of your time then. But happy holidays to everybody. If you're just joining in, somebody wants to know who has the better hat. I don't know. I think they're both pretty good, right?
Yeah. Yours is a classic.
Well, I went with the old school, uniform hat, and so I just thought I'd go with that tonight and get that taken care of. But so we've been talking about the moves, Jeff, and lots of them going on. I can't even remember some of them now. I mean, Verlander signed. We lost Degrom, and some not some nice stuff coming out now that we never heard before about Degrom. Do you believe it? Do you just throw it out there as maybe some bad feelings? What?
All year that he wants to come. He loves being a Met. He loves pitching at City Field. Blah blah blah. And we found he leaves without even giving Steve Cohen a chance to match a deal or whatever. Which I don't think I would have given him 5 years anyway, given his history. But still,
Mm-hmm.
being with the organization for what 9, 10 years. You know what? As a courtesy, go back to your employer and just tell them face to face or conference call or whatever to say thanks. This is my offer. What could you do? If not, I'm going to take it. It's just the right thing to do. He didn't do that, so be it. He had a nice ad in today's New York Post saying how much he enjoyed his time here. But you know what? It's been 2 weeks now. Time to move on. I'm excited for the season.
Yeah, it is time to move on and to forget the petty nonsense stuff. But uh, I hate when a player, at least he did the right thing by saying. I hate when they leave and they bash the team that they left because, and we've probably discussed this before, but there's only 30 teams. Yeah, Marcus Stroman. Who was the lefty a couple of years ago? John. What's his name? Oh, geez. No. the guy, the lefty that went to Pittsburgh. Um, yeah, yeah, John Neese. Remember how he knocked it and said about how much it was nice to going to going to yeah going to Pittsburgh and going being able to go to a coffee shop. That was his big deal, and uh, but you got to keep your mouth shut. There's 30 teams, and you don't want to have any bad feelings with anybody because you never know when you may have to go back. And John Neese did come back, so yeah, you just don't know. But getting back to the Mets, the transition of this season with the amount of players they signed Nimmo, which I felt was probably the most important, one of the most important deals. They had to keep him. They had to keep him in the lineup. No two ways about it. And some people said, "Well, I wouldn't give him that much money," and all he did was fill spots. They really didn't improve the team, but they didn't get any worse either until the last couple of days. I mean, till the last couple of days they improved the team, but um, the no,
What are we supposed to do?
I know, but you heard the people.
Yeah.
They didn't get better. They didn't improve at all. But how look,
Hey, you can say the
Puffy
same thing
Drew.
about the team across the river there in Yankee. They just signed Aaron Judge. They didn't get any better, did they?
That's right. That's right. Though they just got a pitcher, didn't they? Didn't they get Rodon? Did they sign him? Yeah, Sanga and Quintana.
Senga and some Tang, yeah,
Yeah,
serviceable pitchers.
and they'll take the place of Bassett and Walker,
Taiwan
who
Walker.
went to the Phillies, who were building an all Met ex Met pitching staff, I think, in Philadelphia. Uh, and David Robertson for the bullpen. Yeah, that improved the bullpen. Even the Brooks Rally thing, from what I hear people talking about him, is a big pickup for the bullpen. So,
Yes,
and they
definitely.
re-signed Ottavino, so that bullpen is pretty solid now. If Drew Smith could come back to the way he was playing before, and get that solidified there early on. And they still need a long man, but you know what? They got McGill and they got Peterson, and they are shopping Carrasco around, or I shouldn't say they're shopping him. They are looking, for offers, and if they get the right offer, I'm sure they'll move him.
You know what? They do need a fourth outfielder. They between Canna and Nimmo and Marte, they really don't have a fourth outfielder filling. I guess McNeil fills that role right now, but they really need someone who's versatile who can go in the outfield and spell them for a game or two because they're not all going to play 162 games.
Hmm.
And I say, bring back Kalanick.
Well, I would like to see him bring back Conforto. I think Conforto would be a good fit there. And a few minutes ago, you had mentioned about Liam Hendricks, that they were looking to the White Sox for a relief pitcher. Talking to them, the White Sox didn't do much, and they still need, from what I understand, they need a second baseman, a left fielder, and a catcher. Um, the Mets were trying to give them McCann, I think, but he went to the Orioles. So, do the Mets match up at all with the White Sox? Do you think? Could we see? It would be shaky to do, but could we see like a Nito maybe a Viento going to the White Sox for a Hendricks, or a Carrasco and a Nito going to the White Sox for a Hendricks. Would that be something that would work? And of course, that leaves Navarez and Alvarez as our backup catcher.
And on how much confidence they have in Alvarez at this point as a catcher. I know he's going to be a great hitter. He has all the tools, but he doesn't have any experience yet, and you want to probably slowly put him into that role as an everyday catcher. That's why they have Navarez for a year or two. It depends on how much confidence they have in Alvarez behind the plate.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation what did yeah. Mauricio is gonna be probably up for grabs now. And now I have lost you. So let's see. There we go. Got you back.
I gotta tell you though, seeing all the comments on how Steve Cohen is, ruining baseball with all spending all this money. I mean, I don't buy that for 1 minute. I mean, he is really putting a lot. He's putting his money where his mouth is, and he's getting the players, getting the talent to come into a big city to act like a big city team. And remember all these other owners. Some of them didn't want him at all, and these are the same owners who made Fred Wilpon the chairperson of the MLB Finance Committee. Hypocrisy, right? I mean, really, the guy who's taken in a Ponzi scheme. I know. No, I remember the guy across town, Steinbrenner. God rest his soul, when he was alive, he did the same exact thing. But today the numbers are just bigger. You know what? It's the same proportion, but the numbers are just bigger.
Huge in his day for what he was doing. But I think you have to remember that you can't have it both ways. You can't. And might I add, so far he hasn't really traded any of the top prospects. So what I think he's trying to do is he wants to win now. It's there's no doubt about it, right? But he's also bridging uh to when the farm system, they think they've got two or three terrific pitches down there that'll be, coming to fruition in 2025 or so. Blake Tidwell, Calvin Ziegler, I think, is another one. There's another a Hamill kid, and I think that's the idea now. He's got Verlander till 2024. He could lose Scherzer after next year, uh, but then he's got Senga to fill that gap, and Quintana's here until uh, the end of 24. So I think that's the whole idea now. He's got a couple of great veterans. He's got some good, useful pitchers, and he's trying to bridge that gap. Him and Billy Epler, and the same thing with Nimmo. Now he's stuck. They're set at center field. They're set if Correa passes the physical. And we have to say that because of what happened with San Francisco. Um, and Lindor tied up. So we set at those three positions. I'm sure he's going to tie up Alfonso. We were having a discussion the last night on amongst us about I threw out there to our little group that maybe they move Batty to first base and move Alonso instead of trying to pay him. It's just a speculation. You never know.
You never know. And but by the way, you're exactly right. He Cohen's using the money now to win now to bridge the gap until the minor leaguers, a homegrown stars. So he's very smart way to do it. Also, 60 to $100 million is coming off the books next year. If Scherzer opts out, that's going to make $100 million coming off the books. So everybody is just harping. Oh, he's spending so much money. Guess what? A lot of it's coming off next year anyway. Well, you have Canna's coming off. You have Escobar coming off. You're finally losing Cano's money. That's 20 million out the door, right? That's 40, and if Scherzer opts out, that's 40. So that's 80. So and all the little ones. So it ends up to about $100 million coming off.
Right? Is he here for no? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there you go. And if he takes half of that and refills the positions or whatnot, or it's going to be an interesting year in the minor leagues even to see where they play Batty. Uh, that's what I think. I think that'll be the case, and we'll see how he's played some out there. Vientos has played some out there, but I think Vientos is more headed towards a first base DH type of deal than anything. He played more first base this year than he did left field, but he did play a little bit out there. Not known for his glove at all, and really, it's not known like the Alonso not known. He is not known for his glove, Vientos, or Conforto, who remember how they said he was a terrible outfielder, and he turned out to be a pretty decent outfielder. So, you know, that. But it's going to be interesting to see where Alvarez goes. Will he start the season with the team? Will Escobar still be here? Yeah, yeah, right, right, right. And of course, Guillaume's still here, and he's a jack of all trades, and I don't think he'll be going anywhere. You got to keep somebody to back up at shortstop, even though you have Correa now. I guess if anything happened to Lindor, Correa would move back to short, but then you need somebody to go to third. So you need either an Escobar or Guillaume, who really had a really good year last year. Quietly, they were wondering if his glove. They knew his glove would play. They didn't know whether his bat would play, and I think he proved it last year that his bat, could hit on this level, and same thing kind of in a way with Nito. I mean, I know he hit 240 and everything, but he's improved every time he's played more. If you look at his stats, he's improved offensively slightly. But let's not forget that. He's hitting in the eight spot most of the time, and that's a tough place to be in. And but he came up with some big hits last year, so he proved again. Though, could he be? Could they move him in a trade? Did they have that much confidence in Alvarez to start the season? They're also very high on this kid Parada, who's their I think the number three prospect, and he's never even played a game in the minors yet. Um, so so there must be a lot of people that are very high on him. He's also a catcher, so uh, they have some talent starting in the minors and at different levels, mostly in the lower levels. So Brooklyn's going to be an interesting team to watch this year. Matt Allen may be there to start the season, coming back off of Tommy John surgery. So we'll have to see how that all plays out. Any thoughts on the rest of the offseason?
No, it was exciting off season. The other day when the Korea news came down, I got up out of bed in the middle of the night to, you know, and and then I saw the phone, and then I saw the phone. I go, oh my gosh, I couldn't get back to sleep. But Senga being signed. I mean, people thought he was going to get a lot more money, and he, 5 for 75 with an opt out after year three, which the opt outs are great. If they'll use the opt out if they have a great year, and we want them to have a great year. And Verlander, let me just say this about Verlander. Everybody's saying Verlander 90% better than most of the pitchers out there. I mean, would I like to have a Sandy Alcantara? Yeah. I mean, he won a Cy Young. He's young. He can pitch. He goes deep in the ballgame. Of course, I would like him. But we don't have him. But you know what? Verlander and Scherzer, they're not bad. They're better than 90% of the pitchers out there. So, enjoy it for this year. Let's see. Let's hope they can just, go the full year. And I think they're going to have a phantom injury come the summer, so they get a couple of weeks off.
Okay, because then they'll be better rested for the playoffs, hopefully, and I believe it's the same format as this year, so we should see some interesting play. I thought the format last year was great. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Uh, I don't know if anybody else did, but I enjoyed it.
National League, the sixth best team made it to the World Series. So you know what? That's what happened now with the tournament. That's why you can't say, "Oh, this team, they better win now." There's no guarantee anybody's winning. It's a tournament. It's who gets hot at the tournament, just like an NCAA tournament. That's what it is now. But this is going to be a very vastly different year than the past couple of seasons, with no shifts, bigger bases. You're going to see base stealing now. You're going to see those low averages of those left-handed hitters are going to go up because there's not going to be anybody to take away those outs. And you're playing every team. You're not playing the Phillies 19 times. You're playing them 13 times. You're playing the Braves 13 times. You're going to be playing the Chicago White Sox and the Cleveland Guardians and the Texas Rangers. Every team you're playing. Right? The Royals, yeah. Yeah. Oakland. Oh, the Mariners have the worst travel because they are the furthest point geographically of any team. Even when they go to play the Anaheim Angels, it's a long trip for them. Yes. And Len and I had Dave Sims on, the Seattle Mariners play-by-play person, announcer, and he said, "Yeah, travel's going to be tough on the Mariners going forward."
That's I guess that's what happens with when you um you get on this new schedule and yeah, because they're going to be flying all over the place, but uh you know uh it's what they want to do and that's what they're going to do. So um as I said, though, it's going to be an interesting off season, and we'll have to see where it all takes us. I don't think the Mets are done yet. I think they're going to get another arm. I think they're going to get another bat. Not of the superstar variety, but they'll fill that outfield, fourth outfield spot, I believe, and I think they're going to do it via trade, perhaps, and maybe we see Carrasco go, maybe we see Escobar, maybe we see Maurizio go. Who knows? But we'll sit back and watch it all as it happens. So, Jeff, I want to thank you for and spending some time with us in this holiday season.
Come on, Mets Musing. And while I'm here, I just almost said baseball and BBQ, but listen to us as well.
Terrific podcast you do with Len Aberman. Jeff Cohen and Len Aberman host the Baseball and Barbecue Show. So go check that out as well. And I'm sorry for all the technical issues. I'm going to work on it. I'll have to uh, put on my thinking cap and go watch the YouTube videos and practice to make these better. But I'd like to do maybe once a month do a live show like this and bring on different people and have some fun with it and talk some Mets baseball. I know there are a lot of competitors out there I see on YouTube, and but we're the oldest, I think. We've been around since 2010, so please come on and listen to Mets Musings. And if you want to go to MetsMusings.com, you can see the audio version, you can see the video version, or go to the YouTube page, youtube.com/at Mets Musings, if you want to see any of the videos. And we try to fancy them up and put some extra doodads in there on the videos. So go check it out. And I'm going to wish you all a happy holidays. Thank you for taking the time off your busy holiday schedule and to listen to this or what you heard of it. And I will see you next time on another edition of Mets Musings. And until then, remember to keep the faith, stay optimistic, and let's go Mets.